Welcome to this video and welcome to part 3 of how to beat the Google product review update. I hope you're enjoying this set of videos. I've also linked in the description to the part 1 and part 2. Bear in mind, a little disclaimer just for myself is this is what I'm doing with my Amazon affiliate sites and niche sites, any site that has a product review. I'm not saying that you have to follow this and I'm the ultimate SEO guru, but I can tell you I've worked with SEO since the early 2000s, not just with Amazon sites and niche sites, but I've actually worked with companies building up company sites with SEO, and I still currently do that. I'm actually working on a loan company in the UK which is ridiculously hard to rank, and it's doing well. So take this and use what you like. If you don't agree with anything in this video, just don't use it and build the site as you see fit. I can say that I'm doing all of this stuff myself. This is how I'm going to be addressing the Google product review update with my own sites. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today, so for a quick roundup, you've got the links below to part 1 and part 2. Part 1 looked at it overall and how to write the content. Part 2 went into more detail of exactly and a few finer points about whether you're actually going to get penalized or whether other sites are just going to get favored. So there's a difference, okay? There's a huge difference between being penalized for something by Google and Google just favoring other sites. Bear in mind, again, as I said in part 2, this update means that you are going to be you're not going to be penalized. Even if you have relatively thin content, you're going to be you're just not going to get as good spots. You'll notice your positions drop and someone else will take those spots, but it's not a penalized. You're not getting punished for it, although it feels like it, as we looked at yesterday. Bear in mind on that point, just to clarify, if you have just got spun content and all that, well, obviously that's going to be, if not already, that's just going to work even less now. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is a boost or what I'm going to be doing and what I think will make a huge difference to the success of your reviews in the search engines as well. This has always been the case. This is something that I've always done, what I'm about to tell you, but I think it's more important now. So I'm going to run through it and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, do give us a thumbs up. It really helps me. I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate your comments and your ratings as well. Also check out the link below for the Mega Azon site monthly. If you want sites built for you monthly and you want to go at your own pace, do check it out. I've got one spot left. It's at 50% off, and in a nutshell, it allows you to get Amazon affiliate sites built properly. Okay, so real content built properly, all of this stuff included that we're talking about here, so you'll rank and you'll do well, and you can start off with the starter option, or you can go straight on to the Empire option, which allows you to have more content at a lower cost at the 50% off. Do check out the video on the page, and it will explain everything. And there's some bonuses in there as well, so you can get going with this stuff and you can build up sites to flip or you can build up to keep them. But I've got one spot left with the 50% discount, so do check that out, and the link for that is below. Okay, so let's get into the Google product review update part 3 and what I want to speak about. So if we pop on over here, I'm just looking at an article on Search Engine Journal that gives you an overview of what Google said. Okay, and what I want to talk about here, so we've been through part 1 and part 2. What I want to talk about is just an extra thing that I couldn't mention in part 1, part 2 because it was getting so long. Keywords. Keywords are going to be way more important now, especially when linking to your product reviews. So what I want to talk about is the sort of keywords that you definitely want to link to your product reviews. Okay, so as we looked at in part 1 and part 2, the only real absolute 100% way of getting around the product review update is to buy every product that you review, but that's not feasible. Okay, so go through part 1 and part 2 if you want to see what to do instead of that. But the other thing that you can do to definitely give your product reviews the best chance of doing well is to make sure that you have interlinking with well thought out keywords. And you can see some of the things that Google's looking for: express expert knowledge about products, show what the product is like physically or how it's used with unique content beyond what's provided, Provide quantitative measurements about how a product measures up in various categories of performance. Now you can do that on the review, but what you can also do is bear in mind this, and this is a huge thing that I use when I'm building a site for keywords anyway, but it's more important now, I believe. People buy things for certain usage. So if you were buying a security camera, for instance, Wi-Fi security camera, okay? People buy it with an intention. Where are they going to use it? Are they going to use it indoors as like a baby monitor or a pet camera? Are they going to use it for the driveway? Are they going to use it for the door, like a Ring doorbell and so on? Are they going to use it for the back garden? Are they going to use it in an area that has bad weather conditions? And so on. Are they going to use a battery one? Are they going to use a wired one? So one of the things that you can do is when you're doing your reviews and writing your reviews, obviously bear in mind all that we've spoken about, but also bear in mind when you're doing your keywords, you want to interlink your keywords with recommendations based on the product usage. So I'll give you a really quick example of this, like with the security camera. So an example of this would be you've got your security camera review and you're writing it the new way, okay, for want of a better explanation, with the update in mind, and you've done that and you've answered these questions the best you can. Well, one of the ways that you can boost that, both in terms of SEO for your site and also that the product review does well, is to recommend from your keyword content that product if it makes sense to do so. So let's say you're doing a security camera and you've got, this is fantastic for a driveway because it gives you a really wide angle view. It's got a really good night vision feature. It's got excellent motion detection. It's fully weatherproof and IP65 certified, so it can handle all weather conditions. It comes with the mount and the stand so you can set it up. It runs off battery or it runs off wired. This would be fantastic for a driveway security camera, okay, as an example. And what you want to do is you then want to have an article on your site that says best driveway security camera and recommend that by linking back to the review, and in turn from that review you're saying check out our article on the best security cameras for driveways. And likewise with your keyword stuff, keyword content rather, you really want to put a lot of thought into help, okay? So I truly believe that as long as your site actually helps and gives real information, all it really is saying, this whole update is saying, don't just rehash information that you find off the web. So the only real way around that is the users, is the people actually using the product and getting an insight into that and actually, talking about that and breaking it right down like that. So that's what you can do. You can use the keywords to further boost your reviews, because when Google's spidering through, if it's looking at your review and go, okay, this is well thought about, it explains what sets it apart from its competitors. So this is another thing here that would work excellent to link to your keyword content about a competitor. Another thing that would work really well with the update, and something I'm going to be doing, and time will tell, but one of the things that I'm going to be doing is putting versus content, but well thought out versus content. So gone are the days where you can go, like Echo versus Ring or whatever, okay? Like, those security cameras, Echo security camera versus Ring security camera. Gone are the days where you can just put an overview. The Echo will give you this and the Ring will give you this. You really want to think, why is it better? What is the best thing about each of these things, and really narrow right down based on user experience, interlinking those keywords together. So as an example, you'd have, like, let's say you had 20 product reviews on your site, and let's say you had top 10 security cameras for 2021 generally, but then you had good keyword content on your site for the different usage. I'll just show you how this looks. Okay, so one of the best ways, you obviously have to research the keywords and the search volume and the competition and all that stuff, but just talking about the update, one of the best ways is the auto suggest feature from Google itself, and you can see that these are actually searches. The same thing, you can use the same thing from Amazon as well. It will give you an auto suggest feature of what people are typing in on Amazon if you're using Amazon, And you can see here best security camera for home, for iPhone, for car, for garage, for night vision, for van, and so on. And these are all relevant reasons that people buy. I mean, that you can sort of guess as well the ones that would be really, really popular. Best security camera for night vision is going to be really, really popular. And if you have your reviews and they're written well, okay, and then you have like linking back to those keyword content, and in turn the keyword content suggests it and recommends based on the user feedback, that will work really, really well. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. What you want to do is you want to make sure where appropriate that your product reviews, that written in the new way, providing real feedback from users and something different. Okay, so you really want to research it and try and give as much as you can that people can't find anywhere else. Okay, so you can compare 3 of the best products, and you can do benchmarking and all of that stuff, which is a bit more in depth, but that's what you want to aim to do. And same with your keyword content. You don't want to just say this camera is the best for night vision. You want to explain why. Because it's got a dot matrix, a new updated 4K dot matrix that works really well in low light conditions. Here's a review we found that actually mentioned how pleased they were with the night vision and some key points. Here's some negatives about the night vision. So you're really, really doing as much as you can, aside from rushing out and buying the product. Obviously, that comes up. Of course, you can go and do that, but with review sites you won't make any money because you'll spend so much on the products that you wouldn't make any money. What you can do aside from that is just use those keywords to push those reviews up, and when Google spiders through, it's going to say, yeah, that this is well thought out, this is well written. It's also linking through to relevant information, and it will help your site generally. That's what I'm going to be doing on my site, so I hope that helps. I wanted to add that in as part 3, how to use keywords to further make your product reviews have the best chance of ranking. Let me know in the comments that makes sense, or if you want anything explaining. And also I'm going to get a PDF for all of this stuff, so if you've been through 3 of these videos that I've made, thank you for watching, and I'm going to make you a PDF for free that will give you all of it, so you can just go through it as a guide and use it as a reference point. So use what you like, discard what you don't, as Bruce Lee said. Anything that you don't agree on, it's SEO. We haven't got Google t-shirts on, no one works for Google. So use what you like, discard what you don't, and I wish you the best of luck with your sites. Do give us a thumbs up if you like this video, it really, really helped me. And do check out the Mega Azon site monthly if you want sites built for you. You can go as slow as you want with the starter option, which is half price, 50% off, or you can go for the Empire option where you have more content. There's some bonuses in there, lots of stuff, so do check it out. It's in the link below. There's a video there explaining everything, and I've got 1 spot left, so I'll speak to you really, really soon. The next video I do will be with the with the PDF, so you'll be able to download that as well. So I'll give you updates on that. That will be coming tomorrow, and I'll speak to you really, really soon. Cheers, guys.